There are 7.7 billion people in the world today. There are different continents, different nations and countries, which has their own culture, religion, identity, and origin. Even though we all have our own unique characteristics, all of us are still connected. For some people, they might seem like they are a part of the same nationality, but they're not. Also, it is a fact that there are many countries in the world wherein it is hard to distinguish people's nationality because they seem pretty much the same. This is due to the cross-race effect. One of the best examples of places which have an abundant number of cross-race cases is the Philippines. Philippines has been colonized by different countries such as Spain, US, and Japan. It is still being influenced by different countries such as US and Korea. We all know these things, but before those colonizers, there are native Filipinos residing in the Philippine Islands. The question is, where did they come from?
It is believed that our ancestor emerged from the Austronesian race, but colonizers have destroyed our linkages from the past. As a Filipino, do you know your ancestry? Join us as we discover the origin of Filipino people. There were only little discovered account of our Asian ancestry. It is said that by the time the Spaniards came, they have burned and destroyed all the texts and artifacts to make us easier to colonize.
Hindi naman lingid sa ating isipan na tayo ay sinakop ng mga Kastila. Ginawa nila na sinunog at sinira lahat ng mga gawa ng ating mga ninunong region upang madaling masakop ang ating bayan. Dahil sa pamamagitan ng pagsira ng mga gawa ng ating sinaunang Pilipino, mawawala ang ating kasarindan o identity natin. Kumbaga, burado na tayo, parang blanco sa papel.
After the Spaniards, next was the Americans, then the Japanese, and next was the disappearance of our true identity.
Mahalagang malaman natin ang ating mga pinagmulan. Mahalaga ito na mapag-aralan at malaman natin kung paano sila nabuhay, kung ano yung kultura at yung mga kagawian nila nung unang panahon. Maraming teorya ang lumabas sa ating pagkakakilanlan. Ngunit pag-uusapan lamang natin ang tatlong teorya kung saan tayo nagmula. Una, nagmula tayo sa Malays, pangalawa, Atlantis, at pangatlo ay sa mga Austronesians.
There are actually three common theories of origin as of today. The first one is Malay. This theory is widely accepted because it is taught in school. Jose Rizal, our national hero, discovered the book way back in 1888. It was entitled Sucesos de las Islas Filipinas, or its English title, Historical Events of the Philippine Islands. It was written by Antonio de Morga, who was a lawyer and official of the Philippines. The book tackled the connection between Filipinos and the Malay Archipelago. Another paper was accounted in this theory. The Spanish colonialism and the emergence of Hispanized Malay in the Philippines by Dr. Fernando A. Santiago Jr. pointed out the Malayness of the Filipinos. He stated that until the 16th century, people residing in the Philippines were still involved with the Malays. But that was until the Spaniards came and detached the people of the Philippines from the Malay Archipelago. The Spaniards had learned the farthest recorded Islamized place in the Malay Archipelago was Luzon. They then ascribed the Moro to the people of Luzon. It was only 1571 when Luzon disappeared from the discourse of Islam and the Malay Archipelago. Hold up! Atlantis, the city of mermaids? There was actually an account regarding Atlantis in the Philippines. The motherland of Mu was believed to contain the ancient civilization Lemuria that existed during the time of Atlantis. Its exact location was unknown, but Scott Elliott believes that it existed largely in the southern Pacific Ocean. Non-traditional historian Prof. Earl Frayne Argonza E. Delgado believed that Philippine history can be traced back to Lemuria. Another non-traditional historian, Bong de la Torre, had another claim. Mount Apo, which is known as the highest peak in Mindanao, was claimed as what was left of Lemurian civilization. It was believed that there were 7 subcontinents of Mu, and the highest peak of the Blessed Isle, Maharlika, was Mount Apo. Aside from this, the Lemurian alphabet was said to resemble Baybayin, which was Philippines' ancient alphabet. Being linked with spirituality, this claim is not accepted by others, but non-traditional historians wish that this theory will get lost in a sea of barbar tales. There's this new discovery in the Philippines in Bando, Bulacan, located in Luzon. It is called Binwangan. Researchers have discovered unique stone walls underwater which extends from Bulacan to Cavite. This gives an idea that native Filipinos has their own architecture and not just like what Spanish historians say. There might also be artifacts hidden beneath. But there's a threat to this potentially great discovery since an airport will be placed at the said location. This might be the sunken city of Atlantis, but there's still no evidence to prove this theory. In order to clarify, our team went to Binwangan. With diverse stories of origin told by tongue, another interesting theory we might add to this is about the Atlantis. Sounds familiar? This is a famous setting for a whimsical world of fantasy, like it is called from a work of fiction, right? But in fact, it really is a fact. Historians and some archaeologists were convinced that the origin of the Filipino people was from the place of Atlantis. A Filipino team of historians, coast guards, and scientists who call themselves the Kasaysayan Hunters have recently uncovered the ancient city of Binwangan. It was located near Obando, Bulacan, which is a province in the Philippines. Its massive walls displayed an array of architecture that was never seen unlike any other. The walls span from underwater up to the surface, and that is a feat itself. They surveyed the area and followed the span of the walls until they discovered that it was indeed similar to the structure comparing to the city. With the sun setting low, sweaty temples, and a hard day's work, Mr. Percy was ready to rest. But something piqued his interest. There was a bright green reflection in his hand, which he sooner realized was coming from an object that was stuck on the ground. He immediately picked up a shovel and excavated it, not knowing what was it and where it came from. He took it anyway, but little did he know, he recovered a history buried beneath the ground. The artifact discovered was a jade stone with many engravings on it. It was said to have come from the Austronesian people way before our time.
Marami ang pagkakapareho ng Austronesian at ng mga Pilipino, katulad ng pagpapatato, mga bangka, mga sinuunang sining at lingwahe. May dalawang sangay ang lingwahe ng Austronesian, Malayong Polynesian at Formosan. Doon pa lang sa aspekto ng lingwahe, makikita na natin ang pagkakapareho ng Filipino at Austronesian. Dito na sila lumaganap sa Pilipinas. Austronesian kasi, numad sila. Noong mga panahong dumating sila sa Pilipinas, may mga naiwan at yung iba naman ay patuloy na naglakbay sa iba't ibang parte ng mundo. Ngayon, yung mga naiwan sa ating bansa ay sila yung mga naging ninuno natin. Makikita mo ang mga Ifugao sa Hilagang Luzon, Raha sa Visayas, Sultan sa Mindanao. At sila ay may pare-parehong katangian na nahahawig sa Austronesian, katulad ng tato.
The Austronesians were diverse, as some of them traveled in the Philippines in groups and were scattered in different regions. The said Austronesians changed the name of their group as they reside in certain parts of the Philippines. Far up north, they renamed themselves Ifugaos and were famous for constructing the renowned marvel, the rice terraces. In the central Philippines, people who were called Mai have resided. A Rahanate was also formed in Cebu, and apart from that, the Cabaloan kingdom existed. While in south, the Austronesians residing in Brunei traveled to some parts of Mindanao. The Sultanate of Maguindanao took form. The story of Austronesians are far from over, since most of them still exist up to this day. Continuous researchers are still ongoing on how these Austronesians, how we thought were the first people in the Philippines, and hence started its origin. This is Lyka Mendoza, and you are watching Ang Pinunaan.